that's just the luxury of being in a great business such as this. And I say that very sarcastically. But I'm grateful to be a teammate with these guys, and we continue to develop. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
We're very good at scoring. We got to, round up some stops. And once we get that going, then we'll be, elite on both ends of the ball. But right now our problem is defense.
Just showing up to the gym is not good enough. Like we're playing people that I think are excited to play and compete against our team, and they're going to bring it every night, and we have to match that. So that would be my main overriding thought on these two games.
All right, so the Nets dropped back-to-back games against the Cavaliers. First time that's happened in games. LeBron James didn't play since 2003. Cleveland dominated the Nets inside, and this is something people are going to be watching with this Brooklyn squad. They outscored them 134-94 in the paint over the two games. That's Brooklyn's most point paints allowed in any two-game span over the last 25 years. Luka Doncic and the Mavericks in San Antonio to face the Spurs. You know how players say they let the game come to them?
Yeah.
Not Doncic. He was attacking from the start, crossing over, step back over LaMarcus Aldridge. And then Doncic, when you're feeling it from way out there. He was 4 for 12 from 3. Then Doncic coming off the screen, throwing it up for Willie Cauley-Stein. And then the between the legs dribble, step back triple, 19 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds in the first quarter. He scored or assisted on 33 of the Mavericks' 37 points in the quarter. Let's go to the fourth. Less than 4 minutes to go. Spurs down 8. LaMarcus Aldridge. He had 26 and 9. DeMar DeRozan with 29. Spurs down 6. They trail by as many as 18. It's a 1-point game here, but Doncic, 36 points, 11 assists, 9 rebounds. Led Dallas in all 3 categories. Mavericks up 3 at that point, and then Doncic creating for Jalen Brunson. He had 16. Kristaps Porzingis with 21. Mavs 122-117. So Doncic, a rebound shy of a triple-double, but it was his 3rd game of at least 35 points and 10 assists this season. The rest of the league has a combined 5 games with those sorts of numbers. No other player has more than 1. All right, more NBA coming up a little later in the show. Another monster night for Joel Embiid. But does his presence make Philly the favorite? Jalen Rose with his thoughts later on SportsCenter.
Never had the honor of meeting him. Can't even pretend to imagine what it was like to be him. History tells us we should revere him, not so much for the home runs Hank Aaron hit, but for the way he carried himself before and after breaking Babe Ruth's record, a record that still stands in the eyes of many. The home runs actually distracted from just how complete of a ball player Aaron was. He was underrated. He was underappreciated. Tim Kirchin will give us all a better understanding of this legendary man.
Hank Aaron is the all-time leader in RBIs and total bases. He was the game's home run king for 33 years, and he played in 25 All-Star games. Yet, he was still underrated in part because he was not flashy. He hit 755 homers, but never 50 in a season. He was remarkably consistent, but he was overshadowed by more charismatic players in bigger markets.
If Hank had played in New York like Mantle and Mays, we all know it would have been a different story. He was stuck in Milwaukee. I know they were in the World Series in 57, 58. That put him in the spotlight. But other than that, it really wasn't until he was getting into that Ruth territory that the spotlight finally shone on him the way that it should have all along.
Born in the segregated Alabama, baseball was Aaron's way out. A star in the Negro Leagues, his 23-year Major League career began with the Milwaukee Braves in 1954, but in 1966 the Braves moved to Atlanta, putting Aaron back in the Deep South, where he had worked so hard to escape.
Hank was returning to a different South, returning to a new South. And Atlanta is considered the capital of the New South.
The civil rights movement had already shocked the New South. Here comes a face that's on their team, but still had that dignity. Don't mess with him. Don't talk down to him.
In 1974, Aaron was on the cusp of breaking the home.
1 ball and no strikes. Aaron waiting. The outfield deep and straight away.
Here's the pitch by Downing.
Fastball is a high drive into deep left center field.
That ball is going to be out of here. It's gone. It's 7:15.
What a marvelous moment for baseball. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world.
There's a new home run champion of all time, and it's Henry Aaron.
A black man is getting a standing ovation in the Deep South for breaking a record of an all-time baseball idol. And it is a great moment for all of us, and particularly for Henry Aaron.
Now my whole body's tingling. Yeah. How's it? At SportsCenter, we're in Los Angeles. He's Stan and I'm Neil. Our stories are all end the same, but how we get to that last page, that's our individual journey, and we have Hank Aaron's story told by Tim Kirchin.
And we have lots of others remembering a man whose achievements were groundbreaking, but never stopped him from being grounded. Lots of tributes to Aaron ahead. But first, let's start the show with some of Friday's NBA action. Nets fell to the Cavaliers in their first game with their 3 big stars. Kevin Durant out, still returning from that Achilles injury, played 50 minutes on Wednesday. They don't want to push him. Kyrie Irving and Colin Sexton, a big part of the story on Wednesday. Let's flash back. Irving has Sexton in his face, or the other way around. Sexton, the season-high 42 points, scored 20 straight points in the first and second overtimes. Take a closer look at that shot. Sexton knocks down the shot. He's wearing the Nike Kyrie 7. Sexton also wearing Irving's former number 2 jersey for the Cavaliers. Sexton taking over in Irving's first game back in Cleveland. All right, back to Friday's game. Irving had it going early on, finished with a season-high 38 points on 14 to 24 shooting and 5 assists. But Irving, despite his spectacular play individually, not nearly enough for the Nets, even with Harden along with him. Revenge tour for Jared Allen and Taurean Prince, both formerly of Brooklyn. Allen with the poster dunk on Joe Harris, and Allen with the smile afterwards. Sexton with the feed. Allen does the rest. And that's what the poster's going to look like. But Allen, far from done making plays in this game. Late third quarter, Cavaliers up 12. James Harden's going to turn it over. He had 19 points, 11 assists, but he shot just 6 of 14. And Darius Garland throwing it up for Allen. 28-11 run for the Cavaliers helped put this one away. Allen, 19 points on 7 of 9 shooting, 6 boards. Cavaliers by 14 at that point. And then Taurean Prince stepping into a 3. He had 14 points. Cavaliers going to win it 125-113. That's 3 in a row for Cleveland. The last 2 over Irving and Brooklyn.